Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all having a great day and that you're all doing well. To start things off, Coinsquare announced in a recent announcement that they will be moving into Europe, making their first expansion outside of Canada where they are based. This means that all the coins on their exchange will be available for trading throughout Europe. The exchange currently offers services for Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, Dogecoin, and Dash. The move by Coinbase is to further solidify their position to build a trusted global platform for purchasing and trading digital assets. Notably, the exchange is one of the first regulated and fully compliant trading platforms. On the move, Thomas Jankowski, who is the Chief Digital and Growth Officer of Coinsquare, said, and I quote, "Coinsquare is a fully regulated, fully compliant trading platform, and we're thrilled to offer the European market the same secure and intuitive interface that we offer to Canadians," end quote. The platform is usually hailed as the Coinbase of Canada and allows its users to trade cryptocurrencies with fiat. The platform has already been making waves in the international community, as this news comes after the announcement that they will be partnering with a Japanese exchange through DLTA21, an investment bank for cryptocurrency. Moreover, the exchange recently announced another addition to their suite of products known as Coin Capital. This is a new investment fund and portfolio manager that is aimed at providing a diversified set of investments. They also launched a division on the platform known as Coinsquare Licensing, which is aimed at providing solutions for cryptocurrency trading. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that Coinbase is also trying to enter the European market. I think Coinsquare may have beat them to it. I don't hear that much about Coinsquare. But I know that a lot of people who have been using them have pretty much said kind of okay things about them. As I always say, if you have used Coinsquare and you found it to be good, let other people know, especially as this is moving into the European space. I'm already linked up to so many different exchanges. I will probably not sign on to Coinsquare simply because I don't like to spread myself too thin. But if you're looking for a new exchange to use, Coinsquare could be the one for you, especially I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think there's any discrepancies as far as like owning securities or anything like that within Europe. I think XRP is listed to a lot of different sites. So their addition of XRP or any other coin is pretty much everything that we already have here in Europe. But this is still another expanse. And I'm pretty sure that Coinbase is trying to get to Europe, and they're also trying to get to Asia. I think everyone's trying to find a way to get into Asia, whether it be through India or I don't think anyone has even tried to touch Russia. I'm pretty sure they've all been told no, or they end up trying to go through South Korea or Japan. So Europe is also another frontier that many other places have to go to. But this is very good news for all of us, regardless of which coin you hold or which coin you like. This is cryptocurrency trading and or cryptocurrency platforms spreading through the rest of the world. Staying in Europe, Stockholm IT Ventures AB, or SITV, a blockchain startup based in Sweden, has signed a software licensing agreement with a local bank to deliver a crypto fund trading service. SITV announced on Wednesday that its automation subsidiary, BlockTrade Technology, has signed the agreement with Valens Bank, according to a news release. The agreement, which is also the second between the two companies, stipulates that Valens Bank use the BTC crypto trading toolbox exclusively for crypto fund trading, end quote. The BTC crypto trading toolbox allows professional traders to actively manage their clients' digital assets through its AI trading tools, according to BlockTrade's technology website. Torben Peterson, the director at Valens Bank, said, "We are confident that this software will offer great value to clients and give pro traders the market edge they are all looking for," according to the release. Frederick Weisenstadt, managing director at BlockTrade Technology, said in the release that the agreement is in line with his company's goal to reach out to institutional investors and banks. The two companies are currently working to integrate the back-end mechanics of the service and plan to launch trading for Valens Bank clients by September. That September deadline, once again, hitting our ears. is very good news. One, we never hear that much about crypto in Stockholm or even in Denmark, any of the Nordic countries, which is kind of weird because they are all but cashless now. You can even type in for documentaries if you're interested in watching these type of documentaries. If you have the extra time, you can, I would go to YouTube, or rather scroll up on YouTube and type in like Sweden cashless society or Denmark cashless society or cashless any other place pretty much in the north. I can't really think of, I think there's only 3 countries floating in the Nordic countries. Anyway, the point is that this is very good news. Crypto is also spreading here, but like I said, we don't really hear too much about it, which is kind of odd. Hopefully we will end up hearing more. Maybe it's just not as big a deal in these countries because there isn't as much of not a backlash, but like a fight like there is in the US or many other places, like in Russia or even in China, where things are kind of established. They happen as they happen. But I guess the signing of this deal with a bank is also very significant, as like I've said before, banks are definitely getting into the cryptocurrency space. Even if it's just smaller banks, the larger banks will definitely begin following. Next up, Weiss Ratings is once again in the news. Bitcoin has failed to live up to its task as a peer-to-peer electronic cash and has in essence failed its task as a currency. This was commented by Weiss Ratings in a recent tweet. They love tweeting for some reason. Weiss, which a few months ago launched a chart to rate crypto assets, focuses on real usability and the role a digital asset serves. At the same time, Weiss Ratings remains optimistic about the future of crypto assets, seeing them as a good potential addition to a stock portfolio. They said, and I quote, "The asset with the lowest correlation with traditional asset shares or classes, such as the S&P 500, the dollar, the international equities market, bonds, commodities, and even gold is cryptocurrencies." This was said by Tony Sagami in a recent tweet or blog from Weiss Ratings. There are multiple reasons for the failure of BTC to be widely used as a means of payment. The volatility price is one problem, as BTC has fluctuated wildly over the past few months. The other reason is that still very few merchants accept Bitcoin payments, and then only as a novelty, most often phasing out the action. This happened earlier this year as well. As the price of Bitcoin began to fall, we had a lot of other websites that this is also seemingly slowed down. I guess a lot of it was, I think they were trying to catch the last end of the hype from the beginning of the year. Is that a lot of different websites said that they were dropping Bitcoin exclusively as a payment, and they were either adding Ethereum or they were adding Litecoin. And this is where we got a lot of the, I don't know if you remember this period during the beginning of the year where Litecoin experienced a lot of hype as well. And people were starting to throw out information and or news and or ideas or opinions that they had that Litecoin should be worth 1/4 of the price of Bitcoin, not even just on a factor of it being used over Bitcoin. More, my idea is still that Litecoin still has a lot of value because of what it does and the test net kind of that it serves for. Continuing on, the low usage of Bitcoin has caused other altcoin networks to see solutions that make crypto payments easier, cheaper, or more intuitive, but Bitcoin purists claim that Bitcoin serves mostly as a store of value and does not really need the characteristics of a fast network of electronic payments. But the problem is that Bitcoin is made to be a payment option and not as a store of value. If you read a lot of the early messages and quotes and things like that from, almost said Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin is supposed to be this worldwide currency that everyone is using. It's not supposed to be a store of value or digital gold. There's a paradox in the low usage of Bitcoin, given that the hash rate has been close to its record peaks, but mining has nothing to do with how much real-world transactions the network carries. Mining and exchange speculation have principles of rewards and incentives that have little to do with spending actual Bitcoin. Most miners merely sell the coins to convert costs. A lot of people don't know this. When people are mining Bitcoin and they have to pay taxes on what they have actually mined, typically 17 to 25 to 33%, depending on what country that you're in. This is where we get a lot of these wild fluctuations in price on certain days, or they actually used to be a lot worse in the past. They're selling off sometimes tens of thousands of Bitcoin at once in order to pay for any type of taxes that have to be paid to the area where they are. Additionally, Bitcoin has no real economy behind niche goods, and so far its limited supply is yet to be fitted widespread real-world usage. Because of its fixed supply and deflationary nature, Bitcoin is quite different from fiat currencies where the supply is altered by the central bank based on the needs of the economy or plans to encourage activity by additional liquidity. Still yet to be seen what the true usage of Bitcoin will be, because we are at a point where we have a lot of people who say that especially the purists, they've changed their tune as I think they've realized that Bitcoin is quite slow. So now we have a store of value and a digital gold narrative where probably I'm going to predict in about 2 years when that's the estimated time where Lightning Network is supposed to be up and running and running smoothly and many people are supposed to be using it. This is when we're going to have a lot of these people who claim that it's no longer store of value, but rather a payment method. I think this could realistically take about 2 years. With all the news that we've had from banks, investment banks, venture capitalists, stock exchanges, especially the New York Stock Exchange, saying that they plan on making Bitcoin the worldwide currency or whatever exactly the quote was, I think we're going to get to a point. First of all, these people own lots of different companies, if you did not know that already. I think we're going to see something where they, I'm pretty sure, are putting money into the Lightning Network to make sure that it goes off without a hitch, and also into the Liquid Network, so that Bitcoin can eventually be used as a payment method. Don't know exactly when this is going to happen, but this is also kind of the reason why we have that new thing called BACKT, BAKKT, because they're trying to make sure that because you can't really spend Bitcoin because there's not a lot of places to spend it. And as less places are accepting it and accepting other coins, we kind of get this thing going on where everyone's like, okay, well, we can't spend it and we're not going to spend it because the value of it could go up. So it's just a store value. Weiss Ratings has been quite controversial over the last couple of months because of the things that they've said about currencies, and they keep coming forward and saying different things about different coins, and it kind of shakes people or rattles people and rubs them the wrong way because people don't like to hear negative things about the coins that they hold. Next up, this is a bit of a country hop. I just realized that. Singapore is in the news. The de facto central bank of Singapore announced it had signed the deal with multiple big-name entities to ease digital asset settlements in a press release on Friday, August the 24th. Part of its ongoing project UBIN blockchain integration scheme, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, or the MAS, partner with Singapore Exchange, or the SGX, along with Anquan, Deloitte, and Nasdaq to deliver the enhancements. Together, the parties will create delivery versus payment, or DVP, capabilities for settlement of tokenized assets across different blockchain platforms. We just spoke about digital assets or securities being tokenized, with the latter three acting as technical partners. They said this initiative will deploy blockchain technology to efficiently link up funds transfer and securities transfer, eliminating both buyers and sellers' risks in the DVP process. This was said by Tinku Gupta, the head of technology at the SGX and leader of the project, explained. They said, once again, this is a collaborative innovation bringing together multiple players to pursue real-world opportunities that will benefit the ecosystem. MAS has continued to make positive steps to creating a cryptocurrency-friendly jurisdiction in Singapore, expressing a cautious optimism about the technology's future while championing blockchain via Project UBIN, which it has worked with on since 2016. In February, the organization's chief fintech officer, Sopnedu Mohanty, said he expected to see real impact of the initiative in 2020. Once again, this is another one of those dates. For those who are new or who have been here maybe sometimes before, for some reason, September 2018, mid-summer 2019, and 2020, just the entirety of the year, are expected to be in absolutely incredible years or times. This is what we're constantly being told. But I think this isn't random that this is happening with the Singapore Exchange, whoever Anquan and Deloitte are, and also NASDAQ, as they are also prominently in the news. I wonder how many other major names are actually in on this, because typically, if you are planning to build infrastructure like this, you don't let not opponents, but people who could be taking money away from you or who have another similar platform from you, you don't let them really in on it. So the fact that Singapore central banks are partnering with NASDAQ on making blockchain asset settlements and also enhancing the cryptocurrency space, I wonder how many other banks and or institutions and or companies and or entities are in on this as well, aren't just saying it, are not saying a word, are buying up cryptocurrencies and are building their infrastructure to be able to also handle these things as well. Because you better believe that the moment this got announced, there are tons of people who are trying to get into the space, and they're probably just doing tons of over-the-counter buying so that other people can't see on a given day that they have bought $25 million of any general crypto asset, whatever they plan on having in their portfolio. Next up, skip that a little bit. Ernst Young has acquired a software developed by Silicon Valley-based startup called Elevated Consciousness in order to manage investments executed in cryptocurrencies. The software in question is called Crypto Asset Accounting and Tax, or CAT. It was brought by Ernst Young's America's Tax Innovation Foundry with the intention to facilitate their clients in investing in crypto assets. Speaking on the matter, Michael Meisler, a partner at the company, said, and I quote, "CAT will allow us to help clients investing in crypto assets, both in the fund space and beyond," end quote. It's also noteworthy that the leader of the foundry also hinted for an increased interest in cryptocurrencies on behalf of the company's clients. They said, "I'll look forward to all opportunities in tax and accounting that this technology will afford our clients and professionals in such a dynamic and exciting market." Ernst Young is not the first major company to express interest in digital currencies. In 2017, one of the big four accounting firms, PricewaterhouseCoopers, or PwC, announced that it would accept Bitcoin payments from its clients. I think this could be the beginning of the dominoes falling, as far, not a negative fall as most dominoes falling could be seen as, but we now have the other people trying to desperately get into the cryptocurrency space or announcing that they are going to be offering something that no one else is offering, or offering other things before some other major player is offering it, to try and get in good with other people. Because the people who get into this first, the people who declare that they love the crypto or have been allowing their investors to get into crypto, or that they have been trading crypto for their clients, these are going to be the people who end up making it. So something like this, one, is good news depending on how you really look at it. A lot of people don't care. A lot of the purists in the cryptocurrency space don't care for news like this because they think that we should have no interaction at all with traditional finance. That is, in my opinion, all but gone. We have no more of, there's no longer going to be a world where people in traditional finance are not touching crypto assets. It's completely gone unless something horrifically horrible happens and they all lose all their money that they're putting inside of this. Crypto's not going anywhere, and financial institutions realizing that they could make billions or hundreds of billions or eventually trillions of dollars in this market are definitely not going anywhere. So I like news like this myself because it shows that it shows validity to the market a tiny bit, if that makes any kind of sense. It shows that these other companies who made fun of us for quite some time, thought that we were never going to make it, are now desperately clawing their way up the hill, trying to remain relevant. Not to say that they're irrelevant. You kind of get what I'm saying. Everyone's trying to prove their worth in the cryptocurrency space in order to be able to get the big money that will eventually be flowing into the market. Last up, just to touch on this a tiny bit, creditors of the hacked Japanese cryptocurrency exchange MtGox began filing civil rehabilitation claims on Thursday, the 23rd of August, in a fresh attempt to receive or retrieve their lost Bitcoin. An online claim submission process released by trustee Nobuaki Kobayashi details the various prerequisites for the exchange's creditors, who now have until October 22nd to submit a filing. The news follows on an update earlier this month in which officials clarified information about ultimate payouts and other issues. They said if proof of claim is not filled by the deadline, then disenfranchisement, I'm just all over the place today. Your loss of right to claim might apply, so please be careful. In a further nuance, those who have no access to their MtGox accounts should send proof of their entitlement to a postal address given by Kobayashi, or corporate client claims must also be filed by post when Kobayashi promises to release an online option as soon as it is ready. So there's nothing for me to give you to click at in the description below. I know a couple of people who were around the time MtGox was hacked. It is very good news that people will be able to receive their funds back. I think especially because they said they're not going to give the dollar or the yen value back. I think they're going to try and give the exact Bitcoin amount back. This is what it comes down to. This is as far as I can remember, this is what they said. The point is, it's better than receiving nothing. It's better than receiving 5 cents back. So a lot of people are going to be receiving their money back. If you were involved in this, if you were here long enough to have been had a problem with MtGox and you believe that you have some coins, I'll find a way, if not in another video, definitely help you find a way to figure out how to contact who you need to contact in order to get your money back, because you have until the 22nd of October. This has been going on for quite some time. I'm very excited for MtGox to never, ever, 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 ever be in the news again. This has been 4 or 5 years now that this has been going on. When these people finally have their Bitcoin back, no one exactly knows what's going to happen to the market in that. Will these people hold on to their coins as they have seen the value of it increase and therefore they have made some type of profit even though they didn't have it for the last 5 years? Or will these people who are receiving, what was it, like 200,000 Bitcoin or something like that, completely panic, sell all of their coins as they have completely lost faith in the cryptocurrency space? There were a lot of people in this book I was reading, they were talking about the beginning of MtGox and how it kind of developed. And the people who had 15, 20, 30,000 Bitcoin on there sometimes because the price of Bitcoin was kind of low, at least at this time. So, I mean, if you get that money back and you realize that you have 10,000 Bitcoin and you look at the current price and you realize what you can do with a couple $1 million, I expect a couple of people will definitely be selling off, but no one knows exactly what's going to happen to the price of Bitcoin. But when you put, I think it's 200,000, maybe more, Bitcoin out there back onto the market in their original owner's hands, no one knows exactly what could happen. Alrighty, everyone. That is definitely going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are having a great day, morning, afternoon, and or evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Thank you once again for all the support, and I will talk to you all soon. See you.